If you're a beginner, you're probably practicing piano wrong, but don't worry, we can fix that. My name is Olivia. I'm a piano teacher based in North Carolina, and I've noticed a pattern both online and among my own students that sometimes people will practice for 20 to 30 minutes a day and still not really see the progress they're looking for, and the solution is simple. You just have to fix your practice routine. So today I'm going to give you my top 3 tips for making your practicing more efficient so that you can get more progress in the same amount of time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get more videos like this, and let's get started. The first thing I've noticed is that you play piano every day, but maybe you're not really practicing. What I mean by that is when we play piano, we're kind of just doing it for the enjoyment of playing the song. So we're not really thinking too hard about specifically what we're playing or trying to improve anything. We're just going from the beginning to the end, just kind of running through it. Versus with practicing, we're getting a little bit more in depth with it. We're focusing on specific sections of our music that we need the most help with and running through smaller sections many times so that we can really improve them. This is going to make a big difference in the amount of progress that you make. If you're just playing through your song, you're not really fixing any mistakes that you might have, versus if you practice, you'll make a lot more progress in the same amount of time because you're really focused on the hardest parts of the piece and making sure that those are improving. So if you're not doing that already, that's going to be the first thing that you're going to want to do, is go through and actually practice and work on improving any small sections that you need the most help with. My second tip kind of builds on the first one. You need to start practicing in smaller sections. When you go from the beginning to the end every single time that you practice, you're spending more time with stuff that you already know versus prioritizing the pieces that you need the most help with. So if for example, I'm learning a piece that's 2 pages long, the first page I already feel good about. I've spent the most time practicing it, so I feel like I already know that part pretty well. Then I don't need to start practicing from the beginning of the first page and start going from there because I already know that part. I'm going to spend the majority of my time practicing from the beginning of the second page and go through there because that's the part that I need the most help with. Then I can also split this up into some even smaller sections where maybe I'll take just 4 to 8 measures at a time and practice through each of those little chunks until I feel good about them individually. And then you can kind of start piecing it together from there, which is going to make a huge difference in the amount of progress that you're seeing. You're going to get a lot farther, a lot faster if you take it in smaller sections instead of practicing all the way through in one big piece. My last tip is to practice with the metronome. I know beginners tend to be afraid of the metronome because it is a little bit hard to work with in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's a great tool for figuring out your rhythms or smoothing your pieces out or getting them faster. Pretty much whatever you want to do, the metronome can help. So if you haven't been working with a metronome yet, I would go back to a piece that you already know that's maybe kind of easy now and work with the metronome with that a little bit slower than you would normally play it. And then once you get a feel for it, you can start bringing the tempo back up. But I would use the metronome on most things that you play in the beginning as you're kind of figuring out your rhythms and stuff. The metronome is great to be working with now because later on when you really need the metronome, you'll already know how to use it. Those are all of my tips for improving your practice routine. Let me know down in the comments below which one helped you the most, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.